Hello everyone, greetings from Kharkiv, Ukraine. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I'm the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. Today I want to discuss with you why looks can be deceiving and how to be smart about your dating choices. I hope you have watched the previous video devoted to unrealistic expectations and building realistic expectations, even though some singles will disagree with me and will claim that they just want to find someone who is perfect for them and they can't achieve it, and they want to just feel these butterflies, a sparkle, chemistry, etc. And once they have a relationship with a Mr. Perfect or Miss Perfect, their life will magically change. I get it. So many singles feel lonely, and so many singles have spent the whole lockdowns back home. And so often nowadays I conduct these interviews with potential male clients who have spent basically 2 years at home in their apartments because they have started working remotely. And well, when you are adult, you don't have much time to spend with your friends, and everybody is busy with having families. And if you are single, pretty much you can limit your interactions to several Zoom calls with your family and several Zoom calls with your friends or with your co-workers, and this is it. And people forget what it is like to actually have an offline human interaction. Guys, before you jump into dating, and especially before you choose international dating, ask yourself a question. Why do you need a relationship now? And how do you think your life will change after you have a relationship? Of course, spending the lockdown with a beloved partner is way more fun than being alone. But let's be honest, so many couples have split during the lockdowns. Well, as we do it in Ukraine, not to bring bad luck, at Diolli.com none of our couples got divorced or split during the lockdown, and thanks God we had engagements, and actually we have experienced a baby boom. In 2022, 3 our couples became parents, so 3 baby girls were born, 2 Sophias and 1 Elizabeth, so greetings to all the parents if you are still watching this channel. Anyway, many people during the lockdowns have learned it the hard way that just because you find your partner hot, it doesn't mean that you can spend 24/7 together. It doesn't mean that you actually like your partner, and I think this was the reason why so many couples unfortunately have split during the lockdown. I'm very happy for all our couples. By the way, our Australian couple that had to spend 18 months apart, they got engaged right before the lockdown, and then our male client, he couldn't leave Australia. The lady, even though she had this fiancé visa, she couldn't enter. They had to wait 18 months to reunite, and finally they got married, so I'm very happy for them. Another our couple got married after spending 8 weeks of the lockdown together under one roof, so it was a big test for their feelings and for their compatibility, and now they're happily married. Anyway, it is important to keep in mind that just meeting someone whom you find very attractive or whom you find compatible to you won't make you happy overnight. Guys, it is important to be a happy person before you start looking for a life partner. Yes, single happy people exist, as well as angry and happy singles, unsatisfied singles with their lives. Gentlemen often complain that we only critique men on our channel. Well, this channel is for men. We have a separate channel where we critique women. I wouldn't call it critiquing women. We critique dating strategies. So I will give you an example, a recent example about unhappy women and their unrealistic expectations. So I have written a post on Instagram, and we have a big Instagram blog for ladies. And pretty much the post was about having these unrealistic expectations about meeting the Prince Charming who will solve all her problems. And over 24 hours we got more than 90 comments, and they all were negative, and women were complaining that how come you write that men don't want to date single mothers? Single mothers need men in their life more than women without children. So you have to educate your male clients that even though he is good looking, he's young, he doesn't have kids of his own, and he's successful professionally, he should choose a woman with 2 kids because she really needs his help and blah blah blah. Of course, you understand how unrealistic and crazy it sounds, and the comments were angry, negative. So basically this woman said that we shouldn't address the elephant in the room and actually write posts, like real posts about real dating situation when men are not that willing to take this responsibility and to date someone who has 2 kids. If, for example, he's never married, he's young, attractive, and he doesn't have kids of his own. So, of course, such accusations, they sound crazy, and we can't educate men that they should choose single mothers. Same applies to a situation when some gentlemen accuse us that we should educate women that age is just a number and she should settle for someone who is like 15, 20 years her senior, who is divorced, has multiple kids, and we should educate these women that he's a nice guy, you should choose him. Of course, such posts on Instagram, they help us push away people who are not our type of clientele, and they help us attract people who are on the same page with us about all the important things. And there was another recent post I have written there that yes, ladies from other cities, they can join our database, but they will have to come on their own cost to Kharkiv to a date with the male client. Of course, we will show the photo, we will have all the necessary interviews, but we won't cover her expenses on a train ticket or a bus ticket, etc. And also, one lady, actually, I would tell that the majority of our male clients would call her hot. Blonde, if you trust her Instagram profile, I would say like in her middle to late 20s, slim, beautiful, blonde lady. If you judge by her appearance, she has written there that, oh, I'm from Kharkiv, but I would never go out on a date with your client unless he actually has paid for my taxi to go to the date, has sent me a gift prior to the date, like my favorite perfumes, or perhaps money for a new dress, then probably I will go out with him. And then she has written something like she went to the Speak Up course by some dating guru, and he claimed that if the man is investing into his woman, then he is interested in blah blah blah, all this bullshit. So of course this lady, she will never make it into our database. But the funny thing is, I was looking at her profile, so many men would find her attractive and would be willing to go out with her just because she's a pretty blonde and she is young. I'm not trying to tell you right now that all pretty blondes are like that, but guys, usually very attractive women, they have their own vision what it should be like. Sometimes not very attractive women have their vision what it should be like as well, and it is not very smart. But looks is so deceiving. You have to get to know a person better. You have to get to know what it is there in her head, in her heart, before you jump into any conclusions. So, of course, working with people from time to time, we get these crazy comments on our blog for ladies, where ladies claim that we have to educate men, that they have to date divorced single mothers, or they have to send them money. We press block and ignore. Well, such women are the minority, but we still have to filter through them. Same applies to some subscribers on our YouTube channel for gentlemen. And this YouTube channel, when gentlemen claim that, oh, your approach is bullshit and men should date women that are 20 or 30 years younger, and all my girlfriends are of that age, and you look at his photo, and usually such guys, they are confident enough to use a real picture, and you see that even if he is the only guy in a room, well, the majority of women still wouldn't be willing to go out with him or to talk to him. Like, really. Guys, looks can be deceiving. You can find her superficially beautiful, and usually when guys after the first date claim that she is the one, it means that he just finds her looks attractive. Don't fall for this. You have to get to know her. You have to learn what is there in her heart and on her mind before you decide that she is the one or there can be potential. Same applies to ladies. Give yourself a chance to actually get to know a lady in front of you. Just imagine, God forbid, there is another lockdown and you have to spend like 6 or 8 weeks together under one roof. Well, if she's a nasty human being, if she's not tidy, if she's aggressive, if she's not flexible about things, about choosing a movie or about giving each other space, you won't care how hot she is after spending 2 weeks together. So try to choose someone who is the whole package. Don't look just for a pretty picture. I have seen so many very attractive women who take a great care of their looks with a really poor personality, in a sense that she is entitled, she is arrogant, she is rude to me, she is rude to the team. And guys, when they usually see a picture of such lady or they meet such a lady in person, they claim that she is perfection. You don't know her, you just shallowly look at the picture and you like her. Of course, there are plenty of attractive women who have great personalities, who are smart, who are not arrogant, but still they know their worth. They know that they are smart, they know that they are beautiful, and they know that they can settle for example, this type of a guy, or she normally dates this type of a guy. So why out of a sudden she has to choose a guy who is much older, who is not very attractive, let's be honest, who is like balding, for example, or who is not very successful professionally? Why? Just because he thinks that she is hot enough for him? It's not enough. Many men, before they start dating, once we have this first interview or second interview or consultation with him, many men claim that they want to meet someone who will become a true partner, someone who is kind, someone who is loving, someone who is loyal, someone who will be a good mother, someone who will choose a family and who won't put her career as a number one priority, someone who will choose him for all the right reasons. And all this sounds really smart and logical, but once we start approving matches for such a client, he forgets about all his smart judgments and he starts choosing potential matches based on the logic, hot enough or not hot enough for me. Can you call it smart? I will be honest with you, for me, being attractive and being hot, it's a combination of many factors. For example, remember the blonde from the example, the one that claimed a man should send her perfumes, buy her a dress before going out with her on a date? To me, that is not attractive at all. And after reading her thoughts, what she has claimed below our post, I think that she is not hot at all. I think it is disgusting and she is very shallow and very materialistic. But to understand this about her, I had to look beyond her pretty pictures. I had to actually read what she has written honestly about her attitude to dating. And of course she didn't make it to our base and we have blocked her and we didn't even bother inviting her over to our office for the interview. We don't want such people on dates with our clients because we strongly believe that our clients have the right to choose among the best. But to understand what she is really like, it is important to spend time with her. And men, very often they get blinded by this idea that, oh, she's hot enough for me, and after that he doesn't care to actually dig deeper and to try to understand what she is truly like. Very often women understand that her looks and her young age is her biggest asset, and she tries to invest all her time and effort into it. She tries to, well, let's call it, sell herself to the best candidate to become a trophy wife, for example. She knows that men love attractive women, and of course men fall for it. And then on the other hand, we can have a woman who has other priorities. So she's not investing all her time and all her money and all her efforts into her looks. She can be a very attractive girl, she can have this attractive natural looks, and if you combine it with her personality, she is very attractive. But guys, look at her picture, they see that, for example, her clothes and her makeup is not very expensive, and they dismiss her. They don't give themselves a chance to actually get to know her, claiming that, oh, she is not hot enough. Guys, get over yourself. If you are looking for a life partner chosen by a pretty picture or chosen by just a pretty face without digging deeper, it's a waste of time. So many our clients, after they went out on dates and actually invested their heart and invested effort into getting to know a lady in front of them, they have fallen for her kindness, for her wits, they have fallen for how smart she is, how easygoing she is, how down-to-earth she is. but you have to make effort to look beyond the facet, because we all come at the package deal. Some men surprise us with this desire to make a Frankenstein, to create a Frankenstein for them, saying that Irina has such a beautiful face, but Marina's body, it's perfect, and Tatiana, she speaks such a great English, but Olga's personality is the best. Can you find me someone with this face, this personality, this body, and this language skills? No, they all come at the package deal, so you can't just choose certain features. You either accept the person the way he or she is, with all the strengths and with all our weaker qualities, or you move on to another person. But guys, perfection doesn't exist. So how to make the right choices? Well, first get used to the idea that most people won't actually choose you back. Most people won't find you attractive enough, hot enough, witty enough, easygoing enough, tall enough, young enough, etc. And that's okay. You don't need to date all these people. And the trick is to actually start choosing people who find you attractive, who find you hot enough, who find you witty enough, who find you smart enough. Lusting after someone you can't have is a waste of time and energy. Remember that. If you see that you keep dismissing people just because you do not find their picture hot enough, or after the first date you do not find her hot enough, or you believe she doesn't reach your standards, well, you have a problem. Guys, trust me, if your values and your personalities do not align, it doesn't matter how hot you find her or how young she is. It won't work out. I know that this video was quite hectic and emotional. I just really wanted to share my thoughts with you, and I hope it will help some gentlemen overthink their dating strategy and start choosing wisely. After all, where you invest your love, you invest your life, and I'm sure you don't want to invest your life into a pretty picture. I want to wish everybody love, Svetlana Mukha, especially for Diolli.com.